It was a quiet Saturday morning for most of the world on August 9th, 2025. But for millions of BTS fans, the day became another celebration of history in the making. Billboard had just confirmed what ARMY already suspected. Jungkook's debut solo single, 7, had remained on the Billboard Global 200 for an astounding 106 weeks, and on the Billboard Global, exclude US, for 107 weeks. For context, that's more than 2 full years of chart presence without a single break. In a music industry where hits often burn bright for a few months before fading away, 7 has defied every pattern, rewriting what it means for a song to have staying power. But the numbers didn't stop there. Spotify's official streaming tracker revealed that 7 was on the brink of hitting 2.5 billion lifetime streams, a number so massive it puts Jungkook in an elite class of artists whose songs are not just loved but lived by their listeners. To understand how we got here, we need to rewind to July 14th, 2023. On that day, Jungkook, already the golden voice of BTS, stepped into the solo spotlight with 7, featuring American rapper Lotto. It was billed as a breezy summer track, fusing acoustic guitar warmth with a modern pop beat, sprinkled with a hint of R&B swagger. But 7 was never just a summer single. From the moment it dropped, it sparked a wildfire. Within hours, it topped iTunes charts in over 100 countries. Within days, it smashed streaming records on Spotify, becoming the fastest song by a K-pop soloist to reach 100 million streams. And within weeks, it debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Jungkook the second BTS member in history to achieve that feat. ARMY celebrated by creating streaming parties, lyric art, and fan videos, ensuring the song stayed visible across every platform. But more importantly, listeners outside the K-pop world discovered Jungkook for the first time, falling for the emotional sincerity in his voice and the addictiveness of the melody. One of the reasons 7 hasn't faded away is because it became deeply personal for so many fans. For ARMY, the song wasn't just a catchy tune, it was a promise. The lyrics spoke of commitment, devotion, and showing up for someone 7 days a week. And for fans, it mirrored the bond they've had with Jungkook since his BTS debut in 2013. Social media is still flooded with posts from fans explaining how 7 helped them through breakups, loneliness, and even depression. Some have called it their safe place in audio form. Others have shared stories of discovering BTS through 7 and then going down the rabbit hole of the group's decade-long discography. This emotional connection means that streaming the song isn't just about boosting numbers, it's about keeping a shared heartbeat alive between Jungkook and ARMY, even while he's serving in the military. Billboard's Global 200 and Global exclude US charts track the most popular songs around the world each week, based on both streaming and sales. For a K-pop song to stay on these charts for over 100 weeks is unprecedented, let alone for a solo track. To put it in perspective, many major pop hits, even by artists like Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, or Drake, average 20 to 40 weeks before naturally dropping off. K-pop tracks, especially non-English ones, typically last 8 to 15 weeks before being replaced by newer releases. But 7 has ignored these patterns. Week after week, month after month, it has remained in the upper tiers of both charts, proving it wasn't just a flash in the pan. Industry analysts have pointed out that it's rare for any debut solo single to achieve this kind of consistency, especially across multiple continents and languages. If Billboard charts represent prestige, Spotify numbers represent reach. And Jungkook's reach is nothing short of staggering. As of early August 2025, 7 sits at 2.48 billion streams, poised to cross the 2.5 billion mark within days. The track averages over 2.5 million daily streams, 2 years after its release. It is now the most streamed K-pop solo song in Spotify history, surpassing records held by both BTS and Blackpink members. For context, only a handful of global mega hits, think The Weeknd's Blinding Lights or Harry Styles' As It Was, ever crossed the 2.5 billion mark. Jungkook is now among them, cementing his place not just in K-pop history, but in pop music history at large. When Billboard and Spotify updates hit the internet on August 9th, 2025, ARMY didn't just celebrate, they erupted. Hashtags like 7/106 weeks, hashtag 7 on Billboard, and hashtag Jungkook 2.5 billion streams began trending in over 50 countries within hours. Twitter, or X as it's now known, became a sea of digital confetti, GIFs of Jungkook's iconic 7 live performances, fan edits combining his 2023 promotions with military updates, and heartfelt messages that felt more like love letters than tweets. One post that went viral read, "2 years later, and I still feel the same magic I felt the first time I heard 7. Thank you, Jungkook, for giving us a song that's forever in our hearts. We're still here, 7 days a week." On TikTok, the hashtag 7 challenge resurfaced. Yes, the same playful dance challenge from 2023 that had swept the platform when the song first dropped. Fans in military uniforms, wedding dresses, classrooms, and even hospital rooms were posting their own versions, making the song feel new all over again. And then there's Weavers, the BTS fan platform, which exploded with ARMY posting streaming receipts, organizing synchronized listening sessions, and even creating 7 anniversary events in cities like Seoul, Jakarta, New York, and Paris. Music industry analysts have been baffled and fascinated by the enduring success of 7. Billboard's senior global chart manager, in an interview earlier this week, called it, quote, "a textbook example of a global crossover hit that refuses to fade. Jungkook managed to hit the sweet spot between musical authenticity, mass appeal, and fan-driven sustainability," end quote. Spotify's editorial team added that the song's longevity comes from 2 main factors: cross-cultural appeal, the melody, English lyrics, and universal theme of love make it accessible beyond K-pop's usual borders. Replay value. At just under 3 minutes, 7 fits perfectly into playlist culture, encouraging repeated listens without fatigue. Even non-K-pop critics have started including 7 in conversations about the greatest pop singles of the 2020s, placing it alongside mega hits like Olivia Rodrigo's Driver's License and Dua Lipa's Levitating. When historians look back on this era of K-pop, 7 will be a milestone. It was the first time a K-pop soloist's English-language debut single not only topped the Billboard Hot 100, but also maintained unprecedented global chart stability for over 2 years. In the K-pop industry, where group comebacks dominate headlines, solo careers often burn bright but short. Jungkook, however, has rewritten that rulebook. 7 didn't just survive his military enlistment, it thrived during it. While he's been away, the song has essentially become his proxy presence, a reminder that his artistry transcends physical absence. For international fans, 7 symbolized the genre's true globalization. It wasn't marketed only as K-pop, it was simply a great pop song that happened to come from a Korean artist. And that subtle shift might be one of the reasons it's still here, 106 weeks later. Now the question buzzing across fan forums is, what happens when Jungkook returns? With his military discharge scheduled for mid-2026, industry insiders predict a massive global tour and possibly a deluxe re-release of 7 with new remixes or live versions. There's also speculation that 7 could make history again if it crosses the 3 billion Spotify streams milestone before his return, something that now looks entirely possible given its current trajectory. Some fans are even dreaming about a live performance of 7 at the 2026 Grammy Awards, one that could serve as both his solo victory lap and his re-entry into the group comeback era with BTS. Whether or not those dreams come true, one thing is certain. 7 has already secured its place as one of the defining songs of this decade. In the closing hours of August 9th, one Weavers post began circulating widely. It was a simple, heartfelt letter from a fan. Dear Jungkook, you may not be able to see all of this right now, but I hope you feel it. Your song has been with us through good days and bad days, through laughter and tears, through missing you and waiting for you. 2 years later, it's still our soundtrack, 7 days a week, always. And perhaps that's the real secret to why 7 is still here. Beyond the numbers, the records, and the headlines, It's a living, breathing connection between an artist and the millions who love him.